Hey everybody, I am ARMR, and what I watched today is Book 2, Chapter 17 of Avatar The Last Airbender, Lake laogai. I'm sorry if I'm a little hard to hear this episode. I have a bit of an issue with my throat, but I promised you guys I'd try to do these every other day, and I'm gonna do it. Anyhow, we start off with Sokka trying very badly to make missing posters for Appa. He's disappointed in the end because Aang and Katara show up and basically go, we used a professional. And, Toph tries to cheer him up / make fun of him, declaring, "It looks just like him to me." And Sokka, well, he takes it well until he remembers that Toph is blind and just being sarcastic. It's a really funny moment and a great way to start off the episode. Then we switch to Iroh at the tea house, and some customers come up to him offering to finance his own tea shop. He's tempted, and the owner of the tea shop that he's working in right now is, of course, less than thrilled because Iroh is the, keystone to the success that his business is having right now. Zuko, of course, is less than thrilled because this means that Iroh is going to be even more entrenched in Ba Sing Se and less likely to go with Zuko if he wants to leave again to pursue the Avatar. Stepping outside to sort of, get some air and calm down, he finds one of the flyers that Aang is tossing around town for Appa and realizes, wait a minute, the Avatar and his bison are in the city. We return to Avatar and company being greeted in their home by their creepy handler, Julie. How many times has this woman been mind wiped? She is just so weird. And she informs them that putting up flyers without clearance is forbidden. Aang blows up on her, yelling her out the door, and he's getting just, fed up constantly being told that he has to wait. And we have to remember, there is a time limit. He only has so long before the Fire Nation, before that comet comes and the Fire Nation becomes invincible again. And Aang declares, we'll do whatever it takes to find Appa. Toph gets overexcited at this moment, going, "Yeah, let's break some rules!" And she destroys a wall. Oops. We transfer over to Judy getting scolded by the chief of the secret police, Long Feng, I think his name was. And basically because she's not able to control the Avatar and his gang. And we find out here that, among other things, Lake laogai is a control phrase. Her brainwashing is so complete that hearing the phrase puts her into a trance. He decides to keep trying to deal with the Avatar quietly, instead of causing a scene, but it seems important for his position of power that he rein Aang in. We get a brief scene of Iroh and Zuko arguing. Zuko wants to get back to pursuing the Avatar, and Iroh's saying "No, Zuko, we're not in a good situation here. Just count your blessings that we have a stable life here in the city." And of course, Zuko's hearing none of it because that's how deep his obsession is, how deep his hope that if he does this, if he just gets the Avatar, he can have his old life back. I feel for you, Zuko. I really do. You're a bit of an ass sometimes, but I get it. And then we return to Aang and crew putting up the posters for the bison. Sokka is all we should split up. Toph, you come with me. Toph's what, you think I need help? You don't think I can put up posters on my own? She slams a poster on the wall and then kind of pauses and goes, "It's upside down, isn't it?" Everyone's just completely silent. I'll go with Sokka. I love Toph. She's just adorable. Her little moments of defiance, and then she kind of realizes, right. This time it actually makes sense. They're not babying me. This is something that I'm literally less equipped to do. But still, I love her. She is adorable. And then Jet confronts Katara while she's putting up posters on her own. She, of course, attacks him with her waterbending, ignoring his protests that he's changed. She's probably still quite sore given that she had a crush on him before and he used her something fierce. Given that the last time we saw Jet, he was being brainwashed by the Dai Li, it's pretty certain that, at this point in the episode, I was getting really suspicious that there was something that was on the up and up here. The rest of the gang finds her as she pins Jet to a wall, questioning him and basically going "I don't believe you that you're here to help." But, Toph says he's not lying, so everyone decides to give him a chance. He leads them to a warehouse where they find some of Appa's fur on the floor and an old man sweeping up, saying that he's been sweeping up after Appa for a while now. Apparently, his name is Sweepy, so that's kind of fun. That's kind of funny, like a little fun little touch there. Them going, "Oh yeah, the janitor's name is Sweepy." Wow, like your name really matches your profession, dude. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a fun little moment, especially with how tense the episode definitely is. Like I've said before, they are masters of handling the mood so that you feel the tension, but it doesn't bog you down. The janitor tells them that Appa was sold to a rich noble and is being shipped off to Whaletail Island. And, you know, Aang's like, we have to go now. We have to go to there and get him. And, you know, everyone's like, but Aang, that's so far out of the way. But, you know, Aang's hearing none of it. He's like, no, we have to go. Even though it's, like, down by the South Pole again, we have to go save Appa. And, you know, as they're exiting the warehouse, kind of resigning to this, Toph asks Katara about Jet and just sort of teases Katara because, you know, she's, you know, it's like, was he your boyfriend? And Jet, you know, Katara's just like, no, he wasn't, ever! And Toph's just sort of chuckling at it, because, yeah, he almost was, even though they knew him for such a brief time, and you can tell that Katara still really hurt about it, and I can't blame her. The lies start to unravel a bit as Mellerby shows up, spotting Jet and asking where he's been this entire time, revealing that he's been missing for weeks since the Dai Li took him away. And, you know, Jet, of course, you know, he's like, no, I've been working in the city peacefully this entire time. And he reacts angrily when Sokka, using what he's seen between Jet and Judy, to be like, wait, this doesn't fit. Like, maybe he's been brainwashed. Because, like, you know, Toph's standing there being like, they're both telling the truth. Jet, like, honestly believes his programming. And that's the problem with, like, the whole, like, you know, detecting lies through vibrations and stuff. If someone honestly believes a lie, or is just trained to suppress their body, but more often than not, like, you know, a lot of shows get tripped up by the, oh, well, you know, he honestly believed the lie, in order to, like, sort out this plot point of, oh, well, how was he lying if we had the lie detector on him, or something like that. We get a quick little, like, jump back over to Zuko. He lures a Dai Li into an alley and interrogates him with, like, his sword at the guy's throat. And then we go right back to Jet and the gang as they try to jog Jet's real memories. Katara using her water bending to sort of help, like, his mind go through it. He says he remembers being taken down to a base under the Lake laogai, by the Dai Li, and perhaps and this is the real Lake laogai, so it's like, okay, so their base is also their trigger phrase. That kind of makes sense. The gang heads straight from the lake, and thanks to Toph's vibration abilities, they find the secret entrance, like, immediately. As they ascend into the compound, we see some really creepy stuff, like a room full of Judies who are being programmed to act as guides, all speaking in unison and just being super freaky. Like, wow, I don't understand why they actually need, like, all these ladies answering to the exact same name to be guides. Like, I get that it's part of the whole, like, controlling visitors and making sure that they only know what they're supposed to know and don't question things. But there has to be a better method than having every single guide named Judy. Anyway, getting off topic there. We get to, like, we get past that, and they go into a room that, you know, Jet's like, okay, Appa's this way. They get into a room, though, and they're ambushed by, like, you know, a whole squad of Dai Li and Long Feng. It's a really great battle sequence, really shows off, like, both Toph's earthbending and everyone else's skills as they continually destroy the, like, those cool rock hand things that the Dai Li like to do. And, like, you know, as it looks like they're winning, Long Feng runs away. And it was at this point that I was kind of wondering, like, you know, as Aang and Jet followed him, was Jet still following his programming? Was the entire, like, letting him find this facility, letting him remember it, just another layer of programming to lure the Avatar in? If he didn't buy the whole, like, you know, Appa's been shipped off to the far south thing? Was this just another way to trap the Avatar? And, yeah. It's really unclear, and I actually kind of like that bit of mystery. It's like, is Jet still under control, or is he genuinely helping them? And yeah, I mean, we get it resolved not long after this, but really a great plot point there. And so, Jet and Aang chase Longfang into another room, and Longfang basically goes, look, if you leave the city now and never come back, I will give you your bison and drop all the charges against you that I am raising. And, Aang's like, no, I can't leave the city. What you're doing is wrong. I won't take a deal. And you're in no position to negotiate. Long Feng, in response, activates Jet and sets him attacking Aang with a berserker rage. Which, again, it's still unclear, like, if Jet was acting under his programming until this point, or if he was genuinely helping, and then this activation caused him to slip back into his programming. Which, I kind of love that mystery and ambiguity in it. We flash over to where Appa actually is, and Zuko has found him. Iroh shows up a moment later and starts berating Zuko, trying to get him to, see the error in his plans. He keeps acting without any real plan. I mean, it's like he gets the bison, and then what? Where are they going to keep the bison? How are they going to keep it secret? There's no exit plan other than, I get the bison, somehow, something, Avatar. This reminds me of the Weyland-Yutani business model. Breed unstoppable alien killing machines, something, profit. You're missing a few steps in there that are vitally important. And, he kind of says, it's the same thing that happened at the North Pole. You had the Avatar, but you had no exit plan. If it wasn't for the Avatar's friends, Zuko would have frozen to death. And, he's saying, it's like, what do you want? Think about what you want. You're not bound by the destiny set by your father anymore. Look inside and see what you want to do for yourself. That's all you have left. And, you can tell that Iroh just really cares for Zuko. He doesn't want to see him destroy himself. He doesn't want to lose another son, even just a surrogate son like this. He just wants Zuko to see that this isn't the way. That you have to let this go so that later you can get a better opportunity, or just let it go altogether if it really isn't your proper path. You can choose. And I love that. I love that Iroh is getting, so important, and he deserves to be. He is a great character, well written, and he gives Zuko so much more depth. Pardon me. And yeah, it's after this scene we return to Aang and Jet, and Aang is of course refusing to fight Jet. Even though, Jet's not exactly a close friend of his, he's still been helping, and he's like, no, I won't fight you. He knocks him back once or twice with gentle wind blasts, but he doesn't do anything to hurt Jet, and he manages to snap Jet out of his programming. So impressive there. But Long Fang then just takes Jet out with a quick earthbending move and escapes, leaving Aang with an ominous message, you chose your fate. Katara tries to heal Jet, but it looks like it's not going to work. Longshot, in a really surprising moment, actually speaks, telling them to go find Appa and saying, me and Smellerby will take care of Jet, he's our leader. As they leave, Longshot and Smellerby are crying, and it doesn't look like Jet's going to make it. I am actually surprised. The writers managed to make me give a damn about the death of a character that I hated so much previously. Once again, Avatar writers, bravo. They arrive in Appa's chamber and find that Appa is already gone. They assume that Long Fang has taken him and is moving him to another location. So they take off, chase him down, going, okay, he can't be too far away yet. And yeah, as they're trying to chase after Long Fang, they find him waiting for them with another squad of Dai Li. A second squad comes at them from behind, and they get trapped between two walls, and it looks like, it looks pretty desperate. I mean, how are they they're trapped between two walls and a lake. Admittedly, they have two people who can waterbend, so there's a whole lake there, guys, but they don't need to. Appa comes down like a bison from the blue. Sorry, I couldn't help the pun. and smashes through the walls, knocking all the Dai Li off guard. And Long Feng tries to handle Appa himself. The angry bison just grabs his foot and tosses him out into the lake. Like, go Appa. And yeah, we see Appa at peace again for a moment as the gang hugs him. Like, he's like, I found my people. And like, he's so happy. I'm so like glad that Appa found them again. And then this is when we cut to them flying above the lake on Appa again, and the episode cuts to Zuko one last time, dropping the blue spirit mask into the lake's depths after Iroh tells him to let it go. It's like he doesn't need the blue spirit anymore to free him from his obligations so he can do what he needs to do. He can do what he needs to do. He is free. I do find it to be a really cool note that every time that Zuko has taken on the persona of the Blue Spirit has been to help Aang in one way or another, even if he didn't intend to at the start. Which I find kind of hilarious, but also awesome, because it's kind of like... It's like that's the better side of Zuko, the side that sees past the lies and the propaganda and realizes sometimes in order to, advance your cause, you have to help someone you thought was your enemy. So yeah, this was another amazing episode, and I'll see you guys next time.